FM 104.7, and it's Sunday morning, so it's a pep Sunday morning indeed. The day before the by-elections for Belmont East and of course Barataria. So we have a whole lot to talk about. Of course, the candidates are here this morning and they're going to be telling us what's going on for the final push before the big day, and people have to make up their minds and what it is and where it is they would like to carry their communities, the direction they want to carry their community. That is important here. You want to continue on the same path, and I don't know, that's exactly that, or you want to go forward to betterment. Of course, Felicia Holder, good morning, and of course, Christoph Samuel, good morning as well.
Good morning, Kevin, and good morning to the listeners. I apologize for my hoarse voice. I had too much fun in Barataria.
You're not even hearing you at all. Wow.
Just try again.
Good morning.
Oh boy.
Is my mic even going?
Your mic is right up. Yeah.
Good morning.
That's better. Use that one.
Good morning, listeners, and good morning, Kevin.
Morning, listeners. Morning, Kevin.
All right. So, tell me, what is going through your minds right now? Tomorrow is the big day. You're gonna realize that people want you to try and do better, or they're not ready for you. What you thinking? How you feeling?
Well, first, I want to see if this
Go
mic
back to
is
that mic again.
No, I just switched the. Okay, all right. Repeat your question. Sorry, I fiddling around with the mic there, and it's like, ooh.
It's the day before. What's
Yeah.
going through your mind? How you feeling? Are people thinking? Because people are going to be deciding tomorrow if they want to go ahead with you, or they want to say, nah, they don't want you. How you feeling about that? What you have to tell them?
Today I want to speak to my undecided voters. I want to speak to the people who already support the PEP and support me in Belmont East. I want to let them know, listen, if I did one to the undecided, I know how it feels to come back. It's another election, you're hearing the same thing. Now there's a third one. Who's this party? It's orange as they call it. That's the People's Empowerment or the Progressive Empowerment? Who's that short girl? Hey, I know how to face some Belmont. I know all the questions running through your mind. Should I support this party? What I'm offering, what the Progressive Empowerment Party is offering, is not just the same old, same old. I think if you would have been following this campaign, I've heard it a lot that you and your friend Samla, y'all are two people, you all seem real energetic and different. Well, it's really politicians. The truth is, we did not come into this to be politicians. We came into this to be leaders who serve. We understand how it feels to live in a community, to live in a country where nothing works. We understand how it feels as young people to look towards the future and not see much hope and opportunity. To the undecided voters, there's hope and opportunity in the Progressive Empowerment Party. We are young people, we are passionate people. And I keep writing that word passionate because to do this job, I believe we need to have passion. I believe you also need to really put your heart in it. You need to care for the people. You need to care about the issues that are plaguing the people. And if you haven't decided yet, I'm asking you to give us a chance. Give us a chance because I have plenty to prove. I want to wake up the day after elections and tell Belmont East, alright, celebration over. Time to begin the work. And that's what I'm about. If I have to spend this next year, because I know we're never here, if I have to spend this next year in the corporation fighting every day, that's what I have to do because this is what I promised the people in my campaign and this is what I want to deliver. The people who already love Felicia, the people who say, yes, this is my party, I voted for them, thank you. And I also wanted to spread that message because it's hard. I understand that it's hard for the undecided voters to say, you know what, I am going to change my mind after 10 years of not voting, 10 years, 5 years, I'm going to change my mind and give a new party a chance. I am encouraging those who have already bought into the message of the Progressive Empowerment Party to give us that opportunity, spread the word, because this is a political revolution right now. I'm telling people that this is not a jokey politics that the pep playing here. No, this is a revolution in thinking, in doing, and in leadership. What we're doing is what you will call real leadership. Christoph, your turn.
All right, well said, well said. Christoph, what say you?
I lost the question again.
Repeat the question.
I guess so caught up trying not to repeat what she said. I was like, what's the question again?
Alright, well, it's the day before.
Right.
Tomorrow people are going to be deciding in Barataria if they want to go ahead with Christoph Samra or they decided, nah, I'm going with somebody else. What do you have to tell them?
Well, again, the somebody else that I'm referring to is the same old PNM and UNC. And I actually did this thing in Barataria where I drove around and did this recording. Tired old politics, old parties lying. Like the buying scrap iron, old battery buying. And I mean, when people listen to that and hear that had people coming out their houses, running out, waiting on the corner to meet and see who's this and that kind of vibe. Because everybody is tired of old politics and old parties lying. That's just, how it is. So when they realize that, hey, there's a brand new party here, I mean, the most I could do, because again, we're strapped for time, is answer whatever questions they have or whatever concerns they have, as well as encourage them to check out what the party stands for, both on a local government and on a national level. And I tell them, and I try to sell dreams. Read what we're fighting for, and if there's a country you want for you and your children, go out and vote on Monday for it.
You're not trying to sell them any dreams. What are some of the common dreams we hear about?
The worst one is water, 24/7 water.
That's not a dream, that's an expectation.
But I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. But they're selling us a dream because every election they come back and say the same thing. We'll give you water 24/7. And it's like a dream. Because we can't get it, it never comes.
That's a bad thing to say.
No, but we know it's
dream.
possible.
It is possible.
We know it's possible, and that's what we're pushing to make it happen. Well, what I'm saying is, they're selling us dreams because how much times have they sold us this, as in this is what we will do, yet they haven't done it. And government come, government go. The people see the neglect, and they didn't have an option. I realized that from yesterday when I went out with this motorcade and appreciation walkabout. It was the most awesome experience ever. And the people want that change. I think they're a little jaded. They worry that we are the same old.
Yeah.
But by the time we talk to them and they raise real issues, they come in expecting to meet the same old tired politicians who don't want to address the real issues. When they raise that with us and hear that we have addressed those issues and put forward solutions, they are sold. So honestly, I'm very, very optimistic for tomorrow. We just need to make sure and have the message out there that we aren't the same old. It's brand new, fresh politics, and this is what we try.
Alright. Hard question time. You get up Tuesday morning and you found out you were not accepted, you were rejected, you were both rejected. How are you gonna feel?
Pack up and leave Trinidad today. Just kidding.
Ship out.
Just kidding. Wake up and I realize that I'm not the winner of Belmont East. You know what I say? Belmont East, I guess you are the losers and not me. And I say Belmont East, you're the losers. Not the people who would have given me and the Progressive Empowerment a chance, but the people who would have said, despite 40 plus years of local government neglect from both the PNM and the UNC, and I say the UNC because the UNC has held government twice, yet on a local government level, they have done nothing to influence the state and the conditions of Belmont East. And for people who would have seen this, experience the neglect, experience the woes, experience the stunting, and I say the stunting because my mom is telling me this morning while she's getting ready for church that years there's a hole in some road in Belmont there, and recently they came and they covered it up, nice corporation fly down. And I said, why is it that we have to always wait for an election to get things done in this country? So for the people who know this, and they know this cycle of neglect, and then we give you something, and still go back to that, I would say you are the losers. And I say that not in a condescending way or not in a good for you way, because it will never be good. In my opinion,
because you live in there too?
Yeah, I live in there too. I have to deal with these situations too. And if we are willing to settle for this again, I mean, Kevin, it would break my heart, because to know that we have to go through another year of another party, of the same party, or these same parties doing the same thing on repeat, it'll be heartbreaking. But my work doesn't stop there. The Progressive Empowerment Party has, and I would say that this local government election has given us a platform. People are flocking to the idea of change, something new. And I will use this to build this election, to build the party for the next local government election and for the next general election, because that's what we're coming to do, Trinidad people. Local governments, yes, I mean, it's important to us right now, but it's a small fry. And I say it's a small fry because we have bigger, better things in mind. This country needs a shaking up, and the Progressive Empowerment Party is coming to do it. Look out for us come 2020 or earlier if Mr. Rowley decides to call elections.
You ain't do that.
He ain't putting God out his thoughts.
You ain't do that. You ain't do that. You ain't do that.
So Christopher, you say you wake up in the morning, Tuesday morning, and you realize, oh boy, it's not me. What's going to be thinking? What do you think? How you will be feeling? You think?
Well, I will be a little bit disappointed that we have to wait longer until the change comes. But no matter what the results on Tuesday, I believe we already won, because I believe in small successes, and I know what we're doing is a building our process. So we campaigned for the first 2 weeks before nomination, and we did a lot of grand events. We hosted a meeting in Barataria. We had the launch of the candidates in Belmont, and no coverage, right? And during that 2 weeks of campaigning, absolutely nobody knew who we were. Nobody.
Yeah,
At least in Barataria, right?
Yeah.
And from nomination day itself, where we got the newspapers, the news on TV, within that week, it's like every 2 out of 10 persons would have already been, aware that we exist. And then as the campaign went on, and we did constant radio, TV, the works, newspapers,
Right.
we get that exposure. We actually get the name, the message of the party out there, and to me, that's the greatest success so far. So no matter what comes Tuesday, I'll count our blessings.
Alright, so of course people, I should say, in the 2 constituencies that are in the by-election, you have an important decision to be making right now. I don't know, this morning you're probably eating your breakfast, getting ready for lunch, getting ready for football, because that is shortly, and you're not thinking about what you're going to be doing tomorrow, what direction you're going to be carrying your neighborhood in. Now, if you have a problem in your neighborhood, and you have to sit down and realize how long that problem there. Seriously, think about it. How long you have a certain problem in your neighborhood? If you find yourself here, boy, you can't remember the last time it wasn't there, or years you have that problem there, then you have to wake up and realize, maybe the leaders of your area not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Or if they suddenly come and they fix it, as Felicia said, then you have to wonder to yourself, well, they're taking you for a fool. Because how long it's around there you're begging for, and only because elections coming up, and suddenly it want to fix the problem. I mean, Felicia likes to up here. They bring lights yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. But I'm actually surprised that they did not. I was expecting a big fanfare and lights, and I'm like, you know what, these.
That's what I'm saying, because I mean, you're out here, you reach on a big platform now, and you're talking about it over and over again. If they wanted the opportunity to show up a little bit and say, listen, we're fighting for the community,
it would have been.
It would have said a lot, But they still wasted the opportunity, because that's how they operate.
The road easier to fix it.
I think they would have realized that would have been too much of a big stunt, because I would have go and shine up and be like,
But
listen.
everybody knows fixing the road is a stunt. Everybody knows that.
Well, they didn't do much of that in Barataria.
I don't know what the roads are like. The roads are probably better, but
Not really.
not really. Okay.
Not really.
I probably think it's in the bag already, but so I know you put in some hard work out there, getting people to realize who you are, what you're planning to do, and you're going to give them the representation that they want, that they need, because they don't really have it. It's hard to believe that our politicians take us with just fingers to them, stained fingers for them in their favor. At the end of the day, they're not doing anything for us that they're supposed to be doing, not being the public servant that they are. Now, if you all get the show, you all will be public servants.
Definitely.
And as public servants, you're answerable to the public, you're supposed to work for the public. You're not going to be kings or queens, right? You all understand this, right?
I'm not.
I make this point constantly, how our politicians become royalty when
No.
they become. I don't know. I think you could see yourself getting into that way. It's starting to the positions start to go to your head a little bit, and if the positions start to go to your head, somebody other. I'm hoping the party will bring you back up to it.
Well, before the party, my mother would bring me back down to earth. She'd be like, child, no.
All right, that's
No,
good.
I can't. humility is one of my, I would say, one of my best qualities, I would say, because I would never want to become somebody who has a puffed up ego. I mean, I'm making jokes, Queen of Belmont and all that madness, but in reality, I don't see a victory for me will never be like, oh, I'm up there, blue lights flashing and tints. I'm like, never. That position for me is the beginning of a lot of work. I am now responsible for 3,200 people in the district of Belmont East. Christoph, how many you would be responsible for?
10,200.
Wow.
You see?
Wow.
Now I will be
That's
literally
not
going to bed with the thoughts and complaints of all of these people on my head
You know
and
they're coming.
working
If you win, you know they're coming, eh?
working
They're
on
coming.
ways of how I can fix and resolve this. So getting a big ego and feeling like I am better, no way in the formula, because to me that's when the work now starts. And I think that is the clear distinction between the Progressive Empowerment Party's candidates and what the PNM and the UNC have been offering over the past years. You get to see that the people, they act like they're better, and I'm not saying for the local government, because I'm being honest, my local councillor, the one who recently passed, Daryl, again, great man, wrong party, very humble, very down to earth. But you see those who get into office and they feel like I'm walking on water, nobody, no, not about that life at all. This is a job. I am a public servant first, and I'm here to serve the people. If my mother don't knock me down a peg, the people in Belmont is better, because this ain't about that kind of show.
And Christoph, what do you have to say about this?
Well, as you brought it up, you reminded me of what I saw along this campaign, that I think the parties itself grooms these people to become like that. Because you're driving through Barrett's area and you're just seeing faces plastered on the wall, on billboards, 4 mic cars and a music truck driving around Barrett's area blasting out your name. It builds to the swell-headedness, you know? And these parties mastered that. Yesterday, I mean, my opponents seem both like humble people.
Yeah.
But again, the party organizes stuff and has a lot of influence, especially in the campaign. And driving around on the back of a van yesterday, we did a appreciation walkabout with a nice little chip and vibe, some snow cone and thing. But I haven't sat down for the entire day. I walked for the entire time. And I mean, that was just the most awesome experience, meeting these nice, welcoming, warm and appreciative people, one-on-one, talking their concerns. And comparing that to my opponent who was tailing us, she was on the back of a van and they had a music truck and they're talking at the people, they're not talking to the people, you know? And I think even if they come in humble, because I don't think anybody would have joined those parties if they weren't humble enough to just really want to serve the people. But the party and the ideologies and the way they go about building them as people to be servants is what I think is wrong. And I think the Progressive Empowerment Party is doing a great job at it.
Kevin, and I just want to add to that. I really want to big up my boy Christoph for this. And this is one thing I can say that has been different about our campaign versus the other two. I feel like this was our journey together, and I saw the others campaigning and they were very much separate, one in Belmont, one in Bar. I never really got to see all of them together unless it was like a forum or a Monday night, something that they had. And I'm very proud of Christoph, and yesterday, exactly what he said, as he said it hit me, like literally every time I saw him, he was running somewhere to hand somebody a snow cone or to shake somebody's hand, and it's very refreshing to see, because that, like I say, when I say our politics is different, it is really different, and I'm contrasting the two. One was on top of a truck doing her little queen wave to everybody, and then one was on the ground talking to the people in the police station, shaking hands. And that wasn't even my idea. He was like, come, help me give out snow cone. I was like, okay, I'm coming, and I'm running behind him, and I can see, if anybody, nobody can deny that Christoph is a very people person, and he mingles with the people well. So I think his district, if they get him in office, you might probably have to change your phone number because there were 10,000 calls coming in for you.
Again, we could use the beauty of technology too. You have the easy access, you have the PEP app, they could download that and communicate with us much more easy. We keep a record, we could pass it on to the rest of the team, because it's not just me, if you vote me into office, is the entire Orange Army, the entire PEP fighting behind us. Exactly.
Alright.
So, you know, we thinking forward, we thinking how to get these things done more efficiently than you had to go and line up in corporation in the morning and that kind of nonsense. Improve the systems. We're already working on those.
Make office hours schedule and
Yeah.
check me back
Yeah,
in 2
yeah.
weeks. And
Or write a letter.
listen, it's progressive, and this is why I keep hijacking that way. Like when people say the people's empowerment, I keep saying no, progressive, because that's a very important part of this
our party
party.
name,
We
yeah.
have progressive ideas and solutions. I have a plan to get all my Belmont East people in a group so that on Facebook, because and when you ask most of them, yeah, I use Facebook, yeah, I use WhatsApp. This is the new age of communication. Why am I waiting for you to come to schedule office hours to meet me? Come on. We have ways of reaching the people sooner than that, and with progressive thinkers like Christoph Samler and Felicia Holland, the Progressive Empowerment Party, the needs of the people will be met much, much sooner.
Alright, that's the main thing. People, they're going to be there for you, so you can get in touch with them, so you can tell them their problems, so they could address it, deal with it, and make it better. That's what it's about. That is what their job is, making the community more comfortable. I wouldn't come out right and say make it better, but they have to make it more comfortable, do their part. Everybody together, working together to improve their lives and where they live. That is what it is about. Now, remember the old days, you make an appointment, God knows when if you get through, and not in a couple of weeks, and maybe you get a free t-shirt out there. I don't know, but the thing is, the times have changed. Times are changing. There are more people out there. You want something, the problems are there, need to be addressed, they need to be dealt with. And if they're there constantly, long time they're there, then you have to do something new. You gotta do something different. I have two young people here planning to do something different, planning to make a difference. But it's up to you now, the constituents of Belmont East and Barataria, to feel the same, to think about it today. If you're thinking about it now, you're not sure. I mean, I know they have those of you who votes locked in already a certain way because you're happy the way things are. But the problem's still there. Maybe you got a t-shirt, maybe you got a hamper to make you forget, but when it finishes and it wear out, it's still there. You have a chance to make a change, and these two young people here are trying to give you the opportunity to make that change that you want in your life. You want a change. What do you want to say about making that change? You want that change? You want that change for your neighborhood? Yeah, so say it. You want the change in your neighborhood. Don't be shy.
Yes, they know they want that change. People, they just need to wake up and realize that the change is literally at the tip of their fingers. That finger that they have to go and dip in that ink, that is the change that they have to make. And people, Belmont East, Barataria, y'all, come on. We have the opportunity to shake up this country, and come Monday morning, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., those 12 hours will be the most important 12 hours of this country's history. And it just dawned on me that this is literally a historical moment. Somebody was saying yesterday that they never see the PNM and UNC campaign like this before for a local government. Not just a local government election, a by-election.
Is naming across
It was
the
like
board.
general election. Think about it. People chipping on the board, music truck, like 2 different music trucks, like.
So
Is
the
this-
EBC may be out to make extend hours tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
They don't ring a lot these days.
Imagine if, was it you? No, Lima, one of our members, Lima, said, imagine if all the energy that both the PNM and the UNC puts into these campaigns and into these motorcades and into these stunts and Zumba and free medical clinic. And imagine the money that they spent on these campaigns if they could have actually spent it on the people's whose life after these campaigns they would really impact. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I could,
As she said that, she reminded me of what I saw yesterday too. I walk in, you're watching the intersection have no stop line or no stop written on the ground because it's all worn out, faded, gone. But on the road is a fresh vote PNM painted on it.
I know, right?
The speed bumps there, they
At
have
least
no
where the
lines.
line's supposed to be to stop.
No. Before, in the middle of the road. But what I'm saying is, if they had, like you said, taking all that energy, effort, and finances and put it towards serving the people, then I could understand they get votes, but not even just as a campaign either way. But that was their job to begin with. But they should at least take forward ideas, not waste money plastering posters all over the place again.
Writing
It's-
slogans on the road, that's tacky.
That's tacky. That's actually damaging your property.
Yeah.
you're bringing down the value of real estate. You know, you make the place look like a shanty town.
Yeah, they do that, and they're very proud to paint up, vote this or vote that one on anybody wall, on the ground, on the roadway. They bring their stencils out. I mean, people don't do that. You're defacing the place, man. The place is already nasty. Don't make it worse. That's all I understand now. Don't make it worse. Just don't make it worse.
And you could take that same white paint and fix back the ground that suffered.
Paint a wall or something,
Yeah, or stop an accident, prevent an accident.
That's
Exactly.
Right. You see what you said there about the lines on the roof?
Yeah, yeah. That's an important
something
thing.
I would imagine you're going to be addressing
Of course.
with a level of urgency if
Definitely.
you get it.
Because we can't wait until the accident and then put the line.
People are accustomed to know where the line is, so they know they live in
No,
it
they're
like
not.
that.
But what about visitors?
That's
And
right.
Baratoria kind of confusing with
Exactly.
that. Some roads are one way, some roads are, and if the line not there, you just.
Exactly. You left guessing.
I have driven down a one-way street in Baratoria a good couple of times because I did not know.
You know, if you have no signage, is there a signage
Yeah.
problem in Barataria?
So many signs like I was watching the one on First Avenue. As you approach the intersection, the stop sign is behind the lamp post. So
Okay, something's wrong there.
right, and then the line on the ground is completely gone. So you left to guess whether you have right of way or not, and if both of you all think you have right of way, then that's a problem.
Yes, indeed. Vai drive. If people can't
Exactly.
have that, and Christoph is here, and imagine he's going to be dealing with these traffic. You might think it's minor traffic issues until they get in an accident, of course. Then it's, oh, it's a minor accident. No, it's not a minor accident. You need the lines on the road. You need the signage. If you don't live in the area, you realize how important it is. Think about it when you go somewhere you don't know. You're not seeing the line on the road. You're not seeing the sign. You're lost. You don't know what's going on. These things are important. These things uplift your community. These things have build your community into a better place, and that's what it's all about. That's what local government is. They're trying to help the communities, be the representative of the community towards the government to make the place better. Public servant, this is what you do. This is how, if you want to run a country, you have to put your country first. Now, I would imagine you're trying to put community and country first ahead of party, right?
Of course.
Definitely.
All right. Now, I know you can't forget your roots of which party it is, but you know your community and your country has to come first.
Definitely. And today I came to big up my community actually.
I like to pick up the station.
Mm.
I like it just now.
I am no. Listen, I defend my right to big up my community because
We send love.
I know what you mean, but I'm big enough Belmont and I
you
use
just
those,
keep saying it. You know?
Yes,
Stop saying it.
I am using those words specifically because listen to me. This campaign has not just been about pushing a new party and pushing a new message of hope and opportunity. It has been a community building experience for me personally. There are men that I pass at the corner for years now, and I will just notice, oh, okay, I know these men are my friends today. They come in at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Pickett's Corner. Small plug. I'll be plugging it bigger later. To take a little drink and eat some food with me to just say thanks because these people are now my people. I call them my people because I am now so connected to the people of Belmont East. I don't just know the things that are bothering them. I also feel a part of them. And I said that from the beginning. Their fight, your fight is my fight. The same things that they complaining about is the same things I was complaining about, except I stepped up with the support of the Progressive Empowerment Party to try and exact some change. And Belmont is such a lovely, wonderful, pleasant community, and what has been allowed to happen to it is so sad. I spoke to a young lady this morning who I had the pleasure to meet, and I told her to tune in this morning at 104.7 because I was going to send her love, but I may prefer that. Send her
Yes,
some
I do.
love. Her name is Nikisha Cool, and this young woman, 27 years old, she's running her own homework center in Belmont. Now, she doesn't fall in Belmont East, but she's Belmont. And to me, it's one love, all of Belmont. I love, the fact that she took it upon herself to create a homework center, understanding that a lot of the youth in the community don't have parents who are home in an evening to sit down and do homework with them, or their parents coming home late, or they just need some guidance because if they're not in the homework center, they might actually be out liming and playing on the street. And to see that she has put so much passion into building her community, as a young woman, I feel connected to her in that regard. And one of my opponents, I won't call her name, mentioned that she wants to build a homework center in Belmont, and I'm like, 3 streets away from her is that current homework center. And this young woman needs the help. She needs the support of people in Belmont to keep it running, because the youth need a place. And Keisha, I want to send you love this morning. Cough, biggie up this morning for the really, really amazing work that you are doing in Belmont. Ishana from Cut and Style, who does my nails. Listen, Belmont have talent, I don't know if you've seen this bling on my nails, but she blings down my nails. Joey and Mike from Cut and Style. Mike does my eyebrows. The K&M mini marts. That's where I buy my newspapers. And they start out buying papers because Pep finally making papers. The bakery, the printery. Listen, Belmont have real talent, It's just that the community has not been given the opportunity to shine like it really should. Things like crime and flooding just impacting businesses, and that should not be. Mike's pies. Mike just make you remember that pies, those pies of my
from the candidate launch.
Listen,
that was champion.
Belmont have talent, and today when y'all come down at 3 to 4 p.m. on Pickens Quarter, you getting Mike's pies again, and you getting some corn soup from my girl Josanne and Links from 94.1. He's actually my neighbor, and I spoke to him during my campaign, and it just so happened that he makes corn soup. I was like, what? You're doing the corn soup for my line today. So Belmont East, come and mingle with your family today, because I love my community, and this is my thank you to my community, and I want to send love to my community, because regardless of whatever happens come July 16th, I will forever be changed as a young woman growing up in this community. I will still be fighting, and I will still be, advocating for the rights of the people of Belmont East, because I love my community. I'm not moving anytime soon.
Good stuff.
I just want to say thanks and much love and appreciation to Barataria for this entire campaign, because everybody who I interacted with, even if they started off with some hate, by the time we finished speaking, it was only love, and they realized that we genuinely fighting for what they want, and they all were like, I wish you luck, I really hope you get through, and it had me thinking. So then I started asking them, well, why would you think that I wouldn't get through if you're saying that, right? And it was like, well, you're a new party, and it's so hard to get a new party in, and this and that. I was like, the amount of people I interacted with that said that if each of them were to go and vote, we in.
That's a good point.
Right? They don't realize that the power is strictly with them, and they need to trust that the other people stand by them as well, because again, they don't believe as a new party.
That's interesting.
I'm here and here. People talking to you, people agreeing with you, they like what you say, but they might be feeling a little afraid to vote for you because they want to be part of the team that wins, that they believe is going to win. They don't want to vote for somebody that they not as much as they might like you or believe in you. They don't want to vote against you because they want to vote with everybody else do it. They want to be part of the celebration of victory.
Actually, no. Most of them who say that are the ones who aren't sold on any of the other options.
Okay, all right.
But they're so jaded by the way politics works in Trinidad that they just don't think that a new party could win, right? They are sold on this idea, whether it has been perpetuated by the media or spoken into words like how Pandey was like, it can't have a third force, and that is just to split votes, and all these things you still hear today from so long ago with Pandey and Cup.
You've been a good point there for all those people who are saying these things like, oh,
And-
they
and-
would make a difference.
And the thing is, the electorate is 10,000, but only 3,300 went out and vote for either the UNC or PNM.
Yeah.
So even if those are the ones continue going back and voting, there's 66% of you who has been calling out for that change and for a new party. And we reached out to a lot of them. So trust that the rest of them are going out to vote as well.
Alright.
Don't just wish for it, vote for it.
Oh my god, that's nice. Alright, so Janice.
I'm taking my I should take back my slogan, That was my slogan, Listen, a woman sent me that the day my candidacy, that my picture dropped on Facebook, and I have the message here. I have my receipts. Her husband dreamt that line, and she sent it to me. Don't hope for change, vote for change. And I said it in the launch of my campaign, and then I saw a certain party printed my lovely slogan and put it up all over Belmont East. And boy, oh boy, did I have to keep my cool. And I said, you know what? Yeah, let's hope that the slogan works, but it still works in my favor. Not hope for change, vote for change, not exchange. Vote for change.
And I see when that other party that she was referring to made news too. They playing our campaign song too.
Yeah, boy.
In Belmont. So I was like, well, alright.
And there was another line that I used. Use your votes to send them a message. They printed it. I need to. We need next campaign. We have to copyright
all our slogans one time. Yeah, for sure. And the campaign songs apparently.
Clearly.
There's no line.
So, Janice, what you thinking about what you're hearing from the candidates so far? I was going to say the PP. For some reason, this time it didn't just disappear away.
Good morning. Good morning to our listeners. I am extremely proud to say that Felicia and Christophe were excellent choices for going up as candidates for the two constituents. The people or the residents of both areas, they all recognize that they need change. They all recognize that nothing has been done for the last 56 years by either the current government or the previous government. It is going to be extremely interesting to see what happens on Monday. I would like the listeners to remember, please, the two seats became vacant due to the death of the councillors who were previously elected. Next year is going to be a full-blown local government election, which means that the two candidates are going to be sort of like caretakers until the next election. So here is an opportunity for you, the people living in your community, to give the two Progressive Empowerment Party candidates an opportunity. This is like giving an opportunity to someone who you recognize has the ability to progress and to do what they say they're going to do, and who are passionate about what is going on in their community. And then after, when time comes for the next elections, you can then sit down and look at what progress these two candidates have made during the time that they do become councillors to the next elections. Now, it's not going to be easy. We all recognize that. But again, the candidates will have the full force of the Progressive Empowerment Party backing them all the way. So it's not just them going out there to fight, on their own. They're going to have the force of the party.
They're going to have advisors, not.
Well, no, not just advisors. You see, you have the current government who are controlling the corporations at the moment. And knowing how things work or operate, it is going to be in their interest to ensure that the candidates do not succeed, because they are aware that if they succeed, that when time for the next local government election and the party has more candidates going up for all 41 areas, they know that it is going to create a shift in the way that people are thinking and how they are going to be perceiving the current government. Therefore, here is an opportunity to test drive. It's like test driving a new car.
Yeah, it is.
Right? You drive it, you make sure everything works, it performs, good. You say, okay, I want to buy this car. So this is similar. So I am, when I read, for instance, some of the things that the candidates say that's going to be done, and one of the things, now again, it's very difficult sometimes to believe what you read in the media, because having my own experience with the media and misinformation, as at yesterday, C News, they called the party again the People's Empowerment Party, and I'm going, but what is wrong, right? It's not the first time that they have put us out there as the People's Empowerment Party. They have all the information, and it's like, is this now becoming a deliberate act? Good. So let's take a pin in that one. So when I read this morning that the PNM candidate for Belmont East is making she wants to champion meetings for all the councillors, like for the whole of the Belmont area, the north, east, south, and west. I am thinking to myself, you mean to tell me that's not happening? The councillors of the other areas are not meeting to discuss what's going on in their areas and to see how it can be addressed? That's very concerning to me. I mean, you are in current government and you are now telling the people that this is what you're going to champion for? No, something wrong. And then, of course, people are talking about the deceased councillor. Now, I didn't know him personally. People have said that he did, assist where he can. Yeah. But when you drive around Belmont East, what are you seeing? It's just garbage. It's just, you have the flooding. So you have to ask yourself the question, what else has he been doing to assist the people of the area? Besides maybe giving someone a job here or there, or maybe getting a leak fixed somewhere. But you have no street lights, garbage in the road, you have the flooding. What are the issues that he focused on? And it appears it is not issues that are predominantly the needs of the people. We all know the phrase, serve the people, serve the people, serve the people. But we have lost our way in terms of serving the people. And I think we need to go back to that. I like how Christophe and Felicia both said, listen, let us use technology, let us use social media, let us use our WhatsApps in order to communicate with them, right? As opposed to just picking up the phone and talking to them, because serving 10,000 people and serving 3,000 people, that's a job in itself, and so let's try to use the social media to get your messages out there, your issues, and they will be addressed. That's a promise that the Progressive Empowerment Party intends to keep, but you wouldn't know that until you give us that chance. You test drive the party. You test drive your car. You wouldn't know it, right? So here is an opportunity. It's like the Lord came and gave you an opportunity and dropped it in your lap and say, right, here's an opportunity for you. Take it and run with it. Let me see what you're going to do with this. You're complaining to me every day. You don't have water in your tap. You're complaining, about other issues. But here it is. I'm giving you this opportunity, right, to test drive this party and to see what they can do. You have an opportunity to vote, to not vote them back in as councillors next year when the local government election comes around, but give them that opportunity. So you're getting a gift horse. Take it, run with it, and let us see how we perform. But we are going to perform, and we are going to serve the people, because that is what it is all about. It is unfortunate that we are not getting that throughout the whole country. We're just getting a lot of rhetoric, a lot of talk. I love the idea that the Haitian Prime Minister has now resigned. I love the idea.
It was hard to believe that she rises over the raise
the raise of
price
fuel of gas.
You have the right to.
But we
You
ain't
know?
right yet.
Exactly, and the thing is, Trinidadians have got to come out of this jaded matrix world that we have found ourselves in. We've got to wake up to the reality of what is going on there. If the people in England can walk the streets and protest due to Trump's visit, Trinidadians, come on. We have so much going wrong in this country, and we have not protested in the large quantum and magnitude to send a clear message to our current government.
Interesting.
We need to wake up. What's the name of the guy who they kept trying to kill in the Matrix? Name again?
Neo.
Neo. Neo. The Progressive Empowerment Party is like Neo. They keep trying to bump us off and to kill us all the time because we're educating the people. We're letting them know, come on, wake up. Let us get this thing right.
Alright.
Right? I see Nafiza Mohammed was talking about on her Facebook page, you know, what had transpired with the Muslim community during the carnival season, and the fact, you know, that she's been fired and so on. And the message I would like to send to the Muslim community is, one of the slogan, or at least one of the major slogans of the Progressive Empowerment Party is that one people under one flag. It's not about division. And this whole racist talk that has been going on is going to be dealt with. Because you know what? At carnival time, everybody whining and there's no racism that goes on there. Everybody is one when we are in the streets enjoying ourselves for carnival. So why is it can we not take that same philosophy into our other areas of our lives? Why can't we? But we allow ourselves to be to have others dictate this whole racist card for us. Come on, time to wake up.
A lot of people do seem to like it.
They like the ethnic divisions, if you will. I don't know.
Yeah, because it suits them. It's because they have an agenda. It's not about serving the people.
Exactly. The only people who like it is those who have an agenda. The rest don't really like it.
Correct.
It's just been either taught to them politically or otherwise.
One last point I want to make is I was looking at a video on Facebook by a woman from India who moved to live in America, and she was talking about the fact that her family were of the lower caste in the caste system. And you know, in India they are very, very clear on their class structure or caste system. And she said, you know, for years she believed that she was a lesser individual, and it was only when she went to America that she learned to realize that no, she was being treated as an equal. She was being given opportunities that were not part of her caste environment back in India. And it was amazing to listen to her speak about it. And one thing that stuck with me, she said, you know, it's been very difficult for me for years living in America to truly understand and appreciate that I can be treated equal to everybody else. Because I was so programmed that you know, my family and I, having been born in this lower caste system, that it took me a long time. And then she has matured and she has grown. While living in America and being given opportunities, she now understands what it means to be free. And that was an amazing interview that she did. I think she also did a book about it. And Trinidadians need to understand that for too long we have been jaded, we have been mismanaged, we have been abused. It's time to break free of our chains. It's time. We cannot continue like this.
I would wake up and realize who really benefiting from all these divisions.
Correct.
Sad said they go into the same party together, they're linemen together, they're hugging and kissing each other. They are the ones benefiting from keeping you apart. Tired saying that, and there's a financial figure, there's a number attached to these things. Well, they know the number.
And there's also a very subtle undercurrent that is being sent out all the time to the people. And this is something that Stephen, and I always talk about Stephen Ray's Breaking Dawn, because he does come up with some very good points. And something that he brought out with this whole thing on Colin Imbert's son is that the gun was found in the Beetham. He said the subtle message being sent there is that all the criminals or all the crime is coming from the Beetham. And I mean, it kind of like a light went off in my head, because it is so subtle that you would miss it if it wasn't pointed out to you. And people don't understand the subliminal that's going on by the current government. They don't understand it. And we need to recognize it when it is shown, when it raises its head.
That area is solid team, right? And they don't seem to mind.
Yes, but again, they too have been jaded throughout the years. They too have been jaded. And I think one day, I think this government, the current government, is going to be in for a rude awakening. Because again, and I keep saying it, the youth is going to be the solution to the problem. Because they have not been through the years of abuse as their parents and grandparents.
Yeah.
And they are waking up. They are listening. They are following what's going on out there. They are experiencing what is going on with their friends and their family members who are being killed. They are also getting an education, which perhaps their parents did not get.
That's what I
years
wanted
ago.
to bring up. Yeah. A lot of parents send their kids to school, to university. They take advantage of the opportunities that they didn't
Correct.
have. So it's now time to empower the youth and give them that chance to use it to help themselves and the entire country.
Correct. So, the current government is going to be in for rude awakening. The same way the citizens of Barbados, Guyana, woke up and they shook the country to the core. We are going to get it here in Trinidad as well. It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. And as I tell everybody, there's always a light at the end of every single tunnel.
Even in Haiti, so calm, you might get your right that you want to know. It might get it.
He has to be extremely careful, because right now the whole mood of the people is one of frustration. They are fed up. You will come, you'll pave a piece of a road, or you'll pave a hole and say, here, take that. Right? We are no longer accepting what you're just handing out to us. We deserve better. We work hard. We pay our taxes. We're being taxed at the gas pump. We're being taxed in the supermarkets. Everywhere you turn, we are being taxed on top of what we pay from our salaries on our jobs. Right? So if I have to sit down and work out all the amount of tax I pay, it's a lot of tax. So where is my money going? And these are the kinds of questions that people need to start waking up and asking. And again, the Progressive Empowerment Party is educating the public on that. Wake up and ask your MPs, your councillors, what are you doing with our money?
Yes, indeed.
That's critical questions to ask.
I love to hear them talk about the people's money. When it suits them, it's about the people's money, and they're trying to get back your money. And really and truly, you just want to get back from one thing, so you probably could take it for yourself. You don't ask these questions when you spend any money badly. It's just political talk. You have to get you hearing all the time, and you really want to. When are we going to? As I say, when are we going to wake up and realize, hey, it is our money. You are a public servant. You're supposed to be doing for the country and the communities, not just self. And you see they're doing for themselves.
But you know what's the most important thing that I think people are very, very frustrated and angry about is the corruption. The level of corruption that is in Trinidad and Tobago. A friend of mine her son is trying to open a restaurant. he spent almost $500,000 in trying to do this restaurant. And every single day, it's always some new list from some entity, you know, and they're being told, now you have to go and see the city engineer. And she's going, but this restaurant here, this restaurant there, they don't have half the things that you are asking us to put in. What it is. And she said to me, she said, Jan, because they're sending me to only these two particular people down in the it's either corporation or the town country. She says, Janice, it is obvious to me that they're looking for bribe.
Yeah. And they're frustrated like
and
that.
this is a person trying to open a business to employ people.
And they're just looking for their own benefit. When they frustrate you enough like this, you'll probably offer and then they'll make it all go away.
But the question is, who do you turn to? Who do the people turn to when they have these issues? Who? You know, it's like the whole crematorium situation. Who do the residents of Diego Martin turn to with this crematorium that's not going to be built on a busy part of the Diego Martin main road, in front of a kindergarten, to the back is the highway, and all the residents of Petit Valley? Who do the residents turn to say, listen, we don't have the money to go and employ the lawyers who will charge a lot of money, right? So who do we turn to put a stop to this? And of course you have certain agencies who are not doing their job. So who do the people turn to?
Interesting. Indeed.
A lot of things are going on in this country, and people are getting more and more angry because there's nobody, no agency that they can go to and get justice. None. So we shall see.
We shall see. All right, people, with that, we're talking to the PEP as usual on a Sunday morning. And we're going to take us as a quick break. We're going to be right back after this.
104.7, the station that gives you only the best old school music. Soca.
It's really sad, you know. Very, very sad.
Yes, it is. It's depressing.
Very, very sad.
It's depressing sometimes.
We are losing. There's a massive brain drain going on right
Tony
now.
ain't talking now.
Massive brain
Oh, they
drain.
don't want me to start. Take my.
Just let them know how nice the campaign was, dog.
Yes.
How much vibes it was. All the experiences, all the stresses.
Yeah, it was vibes.
It was vibes. Let them know. We're grateful.
But of course, I will let them know why. What's wrong? What's wrong, Papa?
No, yeah, just make sure and show appreciation that way, you know.
Here was in the song, I can see clearly
It's
now.
Sunday, you must give Jah thanks and praises for
Wait,
small
mira.
mercies.
What's wrong with Papa?
I put the music in.
That's the question. What is wrong with Papa?
Is this live?
This is like. And the man preaching to me, telling me, hey, why go and talk about the campaign? Why?
Campaign manager, though.
Of course, I have to.
I had as my status this morning, I had the one thing I will not miss about this campaign is doing my makeup at 6 a.m. in Richard Blaze's car with 3 hours of sleep, and the fact that he keeps forgetting to bring napkins so I can blot my nose. I will not miss that about this campaign.
Tony on point with the napkins, though.
Listen,
Yeah.
and you know yesterday he came to pick me up again and had no napkins in the van. I was like, Richard, come now, man. We had this discussion.
Now my campaign manager ain't sleep on that.
My campaign manager, he forgot to feed me.
Yeah.
He make me walk 4 blocks one time because he's like, we have no park down the road, so we'll park high up. I mean, Richard, no, I love you. You have been the best in this campaign. Like I said, the napkins. the napkins.
That is something I am sure when we are doing the next campaign, he will buy a whole case
packet,
A
and
whole
put it in
case.
his trunk.
Also something I will not miss, and I realized it on Friday. I literally ran out of clothes for this camp.
Yeah.
People were like, "I love your green shoes." It's like, Mia, because I wore the pink ones enough. that was like intentional. I had like no
Yes.
and oh my god, talk about dirty clothes and laundry. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So when y'all find the progressive empowerment, when y'all find Christoph looking all put together and Felicia looking her face wrapped beat and then we did it. Yeah, we had nobody to do that. We did it ourselves. So go Pap.
And big up Tony for having all the napkins.
What is your story
And
with
the
the
junk
napkins?
food,
Right?
Richard Blaze, napkins,
Huh?
please. My nose gets shiny.
Now you see what going on there. You see what going on.
There's a hazard in it.
Samlal knows don't be shiny at all.
I wonder how come.
Oh God, we make sure that. In fact, my grandmother used to say, shiny like Coco Buick. Those of you who know patois.
My face skinny orange in my hair. Philip Edward Alexander did this
Hey, you see it?
yesterday. I still have all in it.
Alright, so let's get back inside of the talk going on here on our Pep Sunday morning indeed. Of course, it's the day before the by-elections for local government for Belmont East and Barataria. Felicia Holder, Christoph Samral in studio this morning.
Morning again, listeners.
Morning again, listeners.
Good morning.
Well, the cameraman talking this time. Cameraman.
Morning. Good
Good
morning, Trinidad. I'm sorry. I'm so captivated with getting these shots. I mean, it's your candidates, Trinidad and Tobago. So you have to keep in mind, we need everyone to know who they are, because again, the fact is there. No, this is my signature. This is Sunday morning, Janice. Right? This is Sunday morning. But anyway, the campaign for the past 3 weeks has been really an experience, I have to say. A great learning experience and interacting with the people. Again, having to be able to show policies and explain how they work, and you see how the people actually get engaged and captivated by the information, and as well as Janice, it's just a matter of time. Literally, it's just a matter of time. It's being able to reach out to the entire population, knowing what, at least having them know what the Progressive Empowerment Party is all about, and I think we would be able to sell that simply because the policies are foolproof. And again, no political party in its history has taken the opportunity to present policies as well as invite the public in showing them step by step how these policies actually work. So I think that the Progressive Empowerment Party is breaking serious ground right now. A lot of people are being engaged, and they're liking what they're seeing and hearing, and now being able to have more information. That empowers people, and that's what it's all about. It's about empowering the people, letting them have that information that is supposed to be available to them, so they can make the better decisions. And we keep preaching that, it's all about the information. But again, back. Yeah, of course, and where the campaign is concerned, again, wow, it was absolutely fantastic. The walkabout that we had yesterday, wow, again, it was really fantastic, and it was just the irony, though, like Christoph was saying with the other sides, with their campaign songs and so on, and we're walking through the neighborhood, and you have big manhole covers missing, and like Christoph said, no lines in the road and all this sort of madness, and it was just too funny to see. But again, Belmont and Barataria, you both have a fantastic opportunity to actually see change. Janice said it best before. You could consider this a testing ground for us, or probationary period, because local elections are going to be called on a national level across the board in about a year, next year, I believe, right, Janice? Yes?
Yeah.
Right. So I think this period, having both Christoph Samuel and Felicia Holder get inserted into these communities, it would allow the people to see what these candidates can present for them as what representation really is supposed to be. Again, the power is in the people's hands, you know, and we extend all the thanks and love that Barataria had given us and is still giving us. And again, the walkabout yesterday was absolutely fantastic, and you know, we felt so welcoming, and the hospitality was totally unreal. And you know, Christoph gets me excited when he keeps talking about bringing the community back, because you can see how he's engaging with the people, and really hearing what the problems are, and right there on the spot being able to present a solution. So it's not just that Mr. Samuel knows or Ms. Holder knows what the solution is. They're putting the solutions on the ground, so the people themselves know. So again,
So that they could demand better.
that they can demand better, exactly, and it all comes back to information. So Barataria and Belmont is much love, much thanks, and we really thank you so much for accepting us within the community the way that you have, and engaging your two candidates the way that you have. Hats off to you, most definitely, and look out later today. Piggers Corner is going to be real. Hear what I'm telling you. Miss Holder is going to be there. You can meet her, speak to her, and yeah, come have a drink. We're going to have some finger foods and stuff available as well. So again, it's just about giving thanks to the people, win, lose, or draw. It does not matter, because what we went into the community to do was accomplished. So it's a win for us regardless, and it's a win for the people as well, because it's more information in your hands, where again, like Christoph said, you can now demand better of the people that serves you. So that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah. Educate, inform, empower.
that's right.
All right, so Christoph,
Yes, sir.
last chance here. Your last chance. You have a chance now to talk and tell the people why they should vote for you.
Why they should vote for me?
You can ask him. Give him a campaign speech on the
The
platform.
amount of times I had to answer this question, and I
That's
try to
alright.
mix it up every time, because I mean, I don't want to sound like a script. I don't want to sound like if
All right, so
I'm reading.
who are you? Why should I vote for you? What you gonna do for me?
I am just like everybody else. I am an average citizen. I'm not a politician. I never cared for politics. But being a mathematics student, up to my degree level, I just a logical thinker, and I spent a lot of my time and a lot of nights wasted spending just pondering on the problems that we face in this Trinidad and the solutions. And I thinking to myself, if I could sit down and do this, what we really putting these people in power to do, and what solutions they're really putting forward, you know? And it's only when I met this party and I realized they talk the real problems and the real solutions, and solutions that are logical and realistic and can be achieved in short spaces of time, proven successful across the world. I mean, I couldn't help but join in this party just by being a logical and critical minded thinker. So I mean, for those listeners out there and those who wondering, you know, what this party is about, again, don't do like the other parties have done. Go and check it out. Check out what we're offering, what we're proposing. Tell me if you don't see that as realistic and possible, and that is the country you want to live in for you and your family. And if not, then I would say don't vote for us. But I'm sure once you read our policies and understand what we're pushing for, we'll have your support.
All right. Phillips, yeah. Last campaign speech. What we gonna say?
Last campaign speech. Kevin, we have heard a lot about what is wrong in Belmont East. We have heard about the garbage disposal, we have heard about the no water, we have heard about the lack of recreational facilities, and the campaign has more or less been about pointing out all that is wrong in Belmont East, and not just me identifying the issues, but by all of the opponents, what they see as the issue. But I want to appeal to a different sense this morning. I want to appeal to the residents of Belmont East. Imagine waking up one morning and your streets are paved. You have street signs. You have a street light. The mini mart is open a little later because they are not afraid of crime. You have recreational facilities where the youth can go and play. You have parents being able to come home in an afternoon and spend time with their kids because they're not caught up in the commute trying to travel home from Belmont. Imagine a community where people they talk to their neighbors again, where they mingle by the bar, where they reach out to each other, where we feel like this is a real community and that this community is going somewhere. I want to sell that vision, that dream to the people of Belmont East because it's not an impossible dream. The only reason we have not achieved that and attained that in the past 56 years is because we have not had governments and parties in there that really care about making that dream a reality. The Progressive Empowerment Party wants to make that dream a reality, and it's a selfish reason for me to. I want to wake up in a community like that, but I know if I want that, that means the other 3,200 people in Belmont East will want that too. I want to bring that to you, Belmont East. I want to be the person who rises up like the champion for the community because we have allowed these two political parties to lie to us, to bamboozle us, to take us for granted too much and for too long. The jerseys, the $500, the hamper, the promises, it does not work anymore.
Okay.
Imagine a community where you don't have to be bribed to get service. A community where you don't have to wait for an election to see results. I, Felicia Hola, want to bring that to you. I want to be the hope for Belmont East, and put me in there. Like I say, I'm very much aware that I'm taking on the concerns of over 3,000 people, but it's a job that I'm willing to do. I will say this now, I am willing to put my personal life and my personal job aside to do this. That is just how much this community of Belmont East means to me. That is just how much I love my community, my constituency, my country, Trinidad and Tobago. And to do this, to be put in a position to exact change, it would be an incredible opportunity, and you have that chance to make this dream a reality come July the 16th, which is less than a couple hours away. This is the last lap, literally. And again, I'll make my appeal to residents of not just Belmont East but Belmont. Come on this evening from 3 to 4 p.m. I really want to say thank you. We talk a lot about, like I said, all that is wrong, but in this campaign, I have met so many incredible people. Like I pointed out, Nikisha Cole, darling woman, Shana. I mean, she used to do my nails before, but since the campaign, I would say she's now my friend. We're closer. The Wayne by the bar, a lot of the people in the community. Belmont is a warm, loving community, and this evening, I would really just like to say thanks because I did not expect the reception that I got, and I really appreciate the fact that people took the time to not just listen to my message, but actually even promise me a vote. So for the people who said, Felicia, I'm voting for you, thank you very much. And this evening, I want to show you my appreciation on Bigots Quarter from 3 to 4 p.m.
All right. So we look forward to seeing what's going to be happening at Bigots Quarter this evening, all the appreciation that you're going to be getting. And I'm hoping that appreciation translates into some votes tomorrow morning. Indeed, so people, you know the usual story. Get out there, you got to go and vote in those two areas. You have to make the time to go and vote. You get in your 2 hours to go and do it. Oh, go use it now instead of going whatever your plans do. But use your time wisely. There's 12 hours you have to vote. There's no need to call any extra time. 12 hours is a half the day of the prime hours that you make the time. You can do it. If you want to see that change in the community, you want to see that betterment in the community, hey, there's only one way, you got to go and vote for it to happen. If you don't, well, you're just saying you like the way things are. You like the hole, you like the no lights, you like the garbage, you like the rats, you like the murder, you like the drugs in your neighborhood, you like all these things, and you don't want it to change. I don't want to live in your community, but that's where it's going to be. That's what I have to say on that one.
I want to point out again that a golden opportunity is being presented. Think about the fact that the date of the election is when school is closed. So you don't have to worry about dropping the kids off to school
Bad
and
excuses.
then going to vote. I mean, this is to you to make a choice that is going to bring betterment to your community. Just think about it. And as the song said earlier, you should be starting to see clearly now that the rain is gone, you know? So, people, it's your choice. I am all about choices. When you get into that voting booth tomorrow, it's between you and the Almighty or whatever entity that you pray to, and you ask yourself the question, who can I put into office that is going to serve the community? Community for myself and for my family. Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. And then, whichever party, we will respect your choice.
All right. So, this is just it was the first hurdle for the PEP, a local government by-election.
Correct.
There is, of course, a future. There's more to come still. What are the PEP's plans for next year's local government elections and the following year's general elections? I imagine there's some kind of big plan in this.
Well, of course, we have started putting together our plans for that. I mean, you don't wait until a couple of months before a local government election or a general election to start planning. We are planning from all now. We are looking for our candidates.
We are looking for tomorrow. Plans go ahead as normal.
Of course. The show doesn't stop because depending on the people's choice. If they don't, if they make a choice that they think is not the PEP, but we plan to go for the local government and general election, and we are going to be continuing to educate the public, empower them, let them get the blinkers off their eyes, get them out of the matrix world that we are currently in. We're going to be highlighting issues. We're going to be going out, letting people know about what's going on out there, and the fact that this again is another source for corruption, or why is it that we are being made to suffer with continued holes. For instance, there is a fire hydrant right opposite the Oval. I highlighted it on Facebook before I got ill, and it's still dripping. Where's water wasting?
Yes.
And nobody seems to. The same way I could pass and see it, there are several ministers that have to pass that route every day. They see it and they do nothing. So we, the people, need to start highlighting issues more. We have been given the great tool of social media, so that we get the truth out there and not the misinformation and fake news that is being provided by the media houses. So we, the people, have got to start standing up, opening our mouth, sharing information, getting it out there, so that everybody knows exactly what's going on. That's the only way.
That is the only way. We have to get up and say it. Because if you don't say anything, well, they're not going to take you on. Money goes on, money goes away, we're not going where it's supposed to go, and that's not what you want. If the people don't get up and say something, government might know it there, but if you don't say anything, then it's not a problem.
People have to start holding the officers in office accountable. Hold them accountable.
They have to be
Nice to see that the gentleman who was the CEO of White-Up was let go because of the mismanagement of White-Up. I mean, this is an organization that has been put together to assist the youth of Trinidad and Tobago. and it's being totally mismanaged. The same with the sports company. We have so many entities that have been put there to assist the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and all we have gotten from them is mismanagement, corruption, and abuse.
Thieving across the board.
Well, I didn't
I
wanna
put
say
it
that.
simple. It's thieving.
Right? So people got to start waking up and saying enough is enough.
That's right.
Time
But-
to start holding people accountable.
That's right.
And if they had to go to jail, they go to jail.
That
Booyah.
is the main thing, holding the officials
Yes.
accountable. And there's, as we have been seeing, there's many loopholes for them to jump through to get away from being held accountable. Mr. Fortuné, boy, I can't believe he got catch. And he actually thought he was not going to get. That's why he lied, because he thought he was not going to get caught.
Yeah.
And when he realized he was caught, then he suddenly remembered the truth. But it was too late.
But you know, the other thing that I want to point out to people, you've had the previous and current governments that promised in their election campaign to go after corruption, They have not done so. right? The Progressive Empowerment Party, because we are not tied to deep pocket financiers, we will have no problem going after the corruption, because we don't have those people in our party.
But Janice, did you see that article yesterday where Keith Rowley said that he's going to go after our money? I swear he stole that line straight from.
Oh my goodness.
He's going to go after corrupt. Gosh, I wish I had the exact phrasing of it, but he said he's going to go after all our money, and I saw a comment that said, also, is he going to go after his own bank account?
Oh dear.
The thing is, we wouldn't even have a parliament when that exercise is
Talking
done.
about it tomorrow. I have the article at home and my story, my stuff already outlined.
Oh yeah, I would like for tomorrow. I will be tuning in, definitely.
Yes. You know, it's interesting that he should make that comment, and we have found over the last couple months that quite a few of the Progressive Empowerment Party policies are coming out of the mouths of certain individuals. You know, so it's interesting that they see the value of our policies, but what people have to take note of is, are they going to be implemented? It's one thing to say something and stunt for the media and to the people. It's another thing to put your money where your mouth is.
That's true.
Right? To do what you say you are going to do, and not just give another election gimmick.
Platform talk. They've
That's
done
right.
lots of promises. It sounds fantastic. It's great. We love it. We buy into it. The media loves. Everybody feels reassured by the good platform speech.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reality hits you and you realize, but then doing nothing to see on the platform.
That's right. Look at Malaysia, the 92-year-old gentleman who got voted in back as to head the country. And when he said he was going after corruption, he did, because his first act, once he got into office, was to arrest the previous prime minister and bring out all the money and the jewelry that he had hidden in his home.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what afraid.
Probably say, note to self, move money.
That's what afraid. That's what I don't want the PP to be in
It's
office.
somewhere else.
That's what it is. Because real men go in jail, and people are in fear. The thing is that we have a society that simply was corrupt right through the
Yeah, that's
board.
what
Oh, sorry. We have a community that was, you know, in this environment for over a generation and more. You know, so is what we have in the fabric of the society in itself. But in reality, the political beings that be so far, well, that we've had in our existence is in fear. They are in fear because men go into jail. That is the whole idea, you know. Men go into jail, and they cannot afford, you know, for the Progressive Empowerment Party not to get into office. These men fear that's what's happening right now. That's the chatter.
Not only that, we have a lot of issues going on with the banking sector, We have a lot of issues going on with the various state enterprises. Now, the Progressive Empowerment Party's policies indicate that we are going to address those issues, especially the banking issues. I read this morning where a chap wrote, and again, I don't know if the information is correct or not, where he said that we are supposed to be getting 2 Chinese banks coming into the country to give competition to the current banks that are here. Now, I had to shake my head.
Yeah, they're bringing in Chinese companies, but no reform in the banking sector.
That's right.
Nothing to be reviewed, nothing to show direct benefit for the consumer.
Well, not just that. You're bringing in Chinese banks, but first, just now we're going to be owned by China if we're not careful. And when they come here, they're getting access to our U.S. currency, which they can't get readily
Because we're
in
going to be
China.
owned by anybody else but us. That's what's happening, you know,
Right.
because you have whomever coming into the island, taking over the entire corporate sector. You know, who else is buying up all the real estate, and who else is doing
Correct.
what and what and what. And again, the people are having the country be pulled literally right from under their feet.
Correct.
You know, so again, what are we leaving for the grandchildren of the land, of the soil? What are we leaving for the generations to come? Nobody's studying the future. Everybody just so focused on the now. Is why Trinidad cannot be developed or in a developmental state. So, you know,
I think what Trinidad and Tobagonians tend to forget is that we are a tiny dot in the ocean.
That's right.
Because a lot of us have traveled, you know, we tend to forget that we are just a tiny, tiny dot. And to not seem to remember that what is going on now, if we are not careful, we could be having to probably one day having, you know, a different nationality ruling this country, whether it's Chinese, whether it's Venezuelans. We've had the issue of the small islanders coming in, right? But not as much as before, because what are they coming here to do? The life here is the pets. They're going to America or Canada. Canada has opened up their borders.
Again, governments of the past have never given true wealth and security, hope and opportunity for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago since we have independence. And again, I am really excited after this whole campaigning thing that we've just gone through, that whole exercise, because you're dealing with people who are jaded or who are jaded within the political scheme of things, and the first reaction and approach and engagement is usually one of wanting to shun, not wanting to hear, not wanting to know, because they are just simply not interested. But being able to engage people just a little bit longer for them to understand or hear, and then something piques their curiosity. Trinidad and Tobago is 21 policies, just the first 21. We have a host of others that would be inserted into the national conversation. But again, this first 21 is the first 21 policies we think here at the Progressive Empowerment Party that can bring real change for its citizenry, for everything across the board. And again, if anyone has questions about it, whether it be the other sides for that matter, come, let us have a debate, let us have discussion, and we will dissect everything for you, and let us see what the other sides have to put on the table, as well as being able to dissect those proposals and policies for the people in their own way, in their own thought, and in their own terms, and let's see what policies actually make sense. But guess what? To date, the Progressive Empowerment Party is the only political vehicle that's brought information to the public in this way, and being able to break it down for them as well. In layman terms, for the man who don't even have an education, who never see a school, could still understand what is the mechanics of how this policy actually works. And this is what we mean by giving the people information. And let me tell you, I am just really happy to be able to interact with the people that have been gravitating towards the Progressive Empowerment Party. I mean, it's not only critical thinkers, but people from all walks of life. And the point is that we're breaking things down into layman terms for the regular man to understand. And you know, the regular man liking it because he understands it. He sees where something can actually make some level of betterment for him and his family, for the community, for the nation as a whole. And again, where mainstream media is concerned is why one of the agendas were to shun the information reaching the population where the Progressive Empowerment Party is concerned. Because again, we're empowering the people and they are asking questions by their councillors or MPs or what have you. And the thing is, MPs and people in public office now have to actually work because the conversation is in the public space now. So PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party, that's where it has to be, and where it goes to the election for this local election here. Again, look, my pause is raising, not just that I might be a little cold, but really, I am even more excited now to be a part of the Progressive Empowerment Party, to see the type of interest and the type of engagement by my fellow citizens, because you know what, before I started the Progressive Empowerment Party, I was a regular citizen like everybody else, and it was just hearing a man talk a talk that made some level, or in fact not some, but a lot of sense, is why I wanted to know